Hello the internet. I was going to do a review on Avatar, which I saw at midnight last night, but I figured instead I would let Senor Puppet do it, because I was feeling gimmicky and because that's how I roll. So this is Senor Puppet, who you might remember from my old video. Why hello. Pretty excited. I mean, I think the last time that I was on camera was when they caught me vandalizing that beauty salon and security footages.
Actually, I'm pretty sure that only happened about 10 minutes ago.
Yeah,
like,
but I'm
literally.
not worried about it.
I would worry about it, actually. I would worry about it quite a bit.
Police!
I want you to listen to me very carefully.
I go tase you.
Tell them I'm on the phone. Why would... Okay. I am going... Yes, you will. Okay, so my experience with Avatar was extremely limited. I had no idea what it was until like several... I thought it was that Nickelodeon show, The Last Chemo Patient Bender or something. I don't know, the bald kid. And so I was very confused going into this movie. I had no idea what was going on. But I had heard of good reviews, and so I went ahead and saw it at midnight in 3 dimensions, which, let me tell you, I once killed a man. Let me preface this beast by saying this movie film has the best visuals ever. I mean, literally, this was almost as good as Medea Goes to Jail. The makers of this movie did an incredible job of making a believable and awesome-looking world, which they were probably hallucinating whilst building. The character animations were scarily real, and they didn't have those dead eyes that Tom Cruise, Hanks, poop. I realized that Metro PCS, the PCS stands for 3 different ways to say poop. But the world that they made was so complex and like awesome that it didn't cross any lines of suspension of disbelief. Like, you could totally see everything that's happening there happening in a world like that. You didn't have to be like, oh, great, the dogs can fly planes. Totally makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Up. The characters, though, were really boring stereotypes, and there was no reason to care for them. It just wasn't going on there for me. So they could die in an accident involving a cement truck, another cement truck, and cement. The main character was about as bland and uncharismatic as Orlando Bloom. And that's saying something, because like half a piece of bread has more charismaticness than Orlando Bloom. What? But all the character backstories were just non-existent and lame, and the characters were really shallow, and so not much in terms of interesting characters that you would want to remember. Like, when you think back on this movie, you're not going to think, oh yes, that generic looking man did such a good thing for those salamanders. Memorable. No kid's going to dress up as that man for Halloween. Also, Sigourney Weaver's like mouth crease just made me nauseous the entire film. She has like these contraptions around her face, and it just, she's so old, and I don't know how she's still alive. It must be all the metal and chemicals in her body that she's clearly acquired over the years. The story was like if The Last Samurai had a baby with District 9, which also had a baby with a salamander. But the story was barely good enough to make all the visuals worth it. Like, it gave you a reason to actually watch all the exciting things that were happening. But you wouldn't go back and think, nah, what a good story, because who does that? Whoa. Look. It looks like a face. There's an eye. There's an eye. And a mouth. Also, I'm pretty sure the ending of the movie was a rip-off of Return of the Jedi and The Phantom Menace, where basically a bunch of random animals come out of nowhere and inexplicably defeat a really, really powerful army. It was just very unlikely, and it made me sad. And unless I missed something, I'm pretty sure that the moral of the story is that if you stick your dangly bit inside of an animal, it will love you unconditionally. And it is especially important to do that to very dangerous animals that like to kill you. That's how you know they love you. The action was something to behold, though, because it was very chaotic and very busy, but it was very easy to follow everything. You could tell everything that was going on. It wasn't like Bourne, what the heck, or Transformers, where it's like, whoa, there's fighting going on. You could tell by all the movement. What? Hey. Who was that guy? Though the CG was really, really, really incredible, in a few years, that's probably going to look like puppets like me. No offense to myself, none taken. People are going to look back, and the movies that survive are like Star Wars and stuff, where they had good effects, but it's more about the characters and the story. And this movie had neither. They just sort of had stereotypical people to do stuff. But it's sort of like having a robot hand installed now, and then in 10 years when we're all robots, a robot will look at it and just be like, oh, that's a hand. Nobody cares. Now if your robot hand could shoot chocolate panties out of it, then yeah, that might be something. So you see, in this metaphor, the chocolate panties is a story and characters, and the robot hand is computer crap. I don't even know. But even in spite of all that, with the shallow characters and unoriginal story, I highly recommend seeing it just because it's a great experience and it looks awesome. Like me, ladies. So tune in next time for more of the puppet. Yeah, that's turned off now.